Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor, and here's an absolute doozy of a round for you, where I get off to a really rough start. This is Guilin Peaks Domination, 64-man Zerg style. This is actually feels like an outdoor version of Metro and Lockers. Some of these areas where you spawn at, you really get bottled up. There is no way out, including the other side of the map where the other cave is. And these are just catch-alls for LVGs, minis, impacts, and anything else that goes boom and causes your screen to shake. I eventually get warmed up, part of which is due to map familiarity. I start to figure out the boundaries, figure out the pass, kind of get a feel for the flow. And that's big, whether you're playing Rush or Conquest or Domination, getting a flow for not only enemy locations, but the traditional or typical enemy push when certain things are presenting themselves on the minimap, such as a B hole for us, or if we had two specific flags, you can kind of guess where they're going to be going to, or they need to go to. So we'll be bouncing back and forth between a med bag with the SCAR-H and paddles, and AWS, and eventually I pick up the AR-160 because I'm bingo on ammo. This would be a good map for minis, even though Karma just ate an impact to the face, and I'm going to have Karma right now. That is the RPG to the face. This is one of those maps where if you're sticking out like that, that's a foot. We've literally got a 3-foot hidey hole back here, and anything that's spammable can definitely kill us. So you gotta be careful when you're peeking these spots, and there's a lot of this footage where I'm playing really, really tight spots. Behind a container, behind a small rock. The cover is very thin on the middle. But again, the outsides, these caves, are just massive hidey holes for absolute nade spam or anything else that goes boom. And I'm trying to give him somewhat of a decent of a revive. And whenever I play maps like this, or I think the heat is on me, I take as quick and as small of a peek as possible. I don't shoot for the kill. I shoot for the burst. What's shooting for the kill is staying out until you get that guy dead, or what you think would be dead. In situations like this, I shoot the burst. The perfect burst that would ruin that guy at that range. Minimum amount of bullets, quickest TTK. If suppression kicks in, optic sway, or DMR spam, I'm back in my hole. I'm back under cover. And that's the thing that can really help you on any map, let alone this one, where your life is literally counted in milliseconds. And if you're out too long, you're dead. You're done. So we finally get a 2-flag hold. We're in a little bit of a hole, and I'm trying to revive this guy, but the grenade spam is coming. And just like that, the enemy Zerg has arrived. Still got the 2-flag hold, still rocking the SCAR-H because I really need that med bag. There's lots of support players in our team. Ammo is actually easy to come by, so why not get some free points and help out the team throwing the bag? I play the support class the same way I play the medic class. If I'm stopping, setting up shop, I'm going to drop a bag. If somebody's close enough and they need help, they're going to come get it. Or if I'm passing a group that looks like they might be hurt and I'm okay health, I'm going to drop the bag because it's on a cooldown anyway. When I get to my next spot, I can then drop the bag again. Because on maps like this and situations like this, the damage is coming. The struggle is real. And just like that, a couple bursts, a couple guys down, and that's slowing the push. One of the biggest keys to success in a round, not just from an individual standpoint, but from a team standpoint, is map control. Of course, map awareness is the king of all that, alright? We see a ton of red dots to my left, but also using your mini-map zoom level to see what else is pushing. Maybe there's a group across the way coming in and flanking to the right. Maybe they're pushing far left. Map control is all about trying to weed out the pushes and put pressure on the clumps of guys constantly. If you think you can break through, do it. That was a risk I was willing to take right there because the payoff could have been 4 or 5 kills in the back. And as we start to be able to finally breathe on this map, we're not stuck in the hidey holes. We aren't stuck in the man caves. We're out. That means I might be able to bust out the AWS and rack up some multi-kills by linking kill after kill after kill because I don't have to worry about that reload. My other go-to LMG at the moment, and has been for a while, is the MG4. But the good news is the AWS has a lightning quick reload. The MG4, 200 in the mag. Don't need to worry about that. And you can see right there what happens when people get stuck there. There's nothing they can really do. When you get stuck in that spawn, in that cave, you're done. Either you're going to push out quickly, or you're just going to get pushed in on. And no one wants to be catching grenades with their teeth. So here's one of those spots where I'm just going to stand still, try to get as many kills as possible, not strafe, because obviously the deviation with LMGs is ridiculous if you start to strafe. It's all about standing still, bursting, and that's something that gets me in trouble a lot when I go to point or spot an enemy player non-ADS. So when you go to spot an enemy player in hipfire position, it points your hand. You then can't go ADS. That gets me in trouble a lot. But if you're already ADS or aiming down sight and then go to spot somebody, it just puts the chevron above their head. There is no animation. So right here I'm trying to strafe because I just took one shot and I'm trying to stay alive a little bit to get another kill or two, and my life quickly comes to an end. This is a game of opportunities, of moments. Battlefield 4, these maps give you these little moments of opportunity, split seconds, and sometimes you can capitalize on them, get a squad right, get a nice nasty little back range on, or you get smashed trying. But it's the ability to be able to keep trying in maps like this where the payout comes every once in a while. So we're in a one flag hold. We're in trouble. We're not up a lot of tickets. We've kind of staged a little comeback, and I need to put pressure on these guys. And here's another spot. Little rock, little container. Got to be careful which way I move. Out too far one way, you're going to get shot by crossfire, just like that. The good news is I can go prone and sit on a med bag. So this is one of those maps where I will gladly bounce between an LMG and an assault rifle, depending on the situation. Down to one flag, probably going to need the med bag. Finally out of a bad spawn area and you've got more than one flag, probably go with the LMG. And this spot would have been great for the LMG as I try to push up again, getting to another point. But the good news is I've got backup. We started the push. And here comes a timely revive just as the clock is about to burn down. So the SCAR-H does an immense amount of damage, especially if you can headshot. If you can headshot, it's 2 rounds to the head no matter what the range. That's the beauty of it. The hip fire is absolutely atrocious. The rate of fire is not very good. And of course, the mag pool is not great either. You literally have to make every single kill count, or every single shot count. And every once in a while, you get lucky. You can pick up 3 or 4 kills at point blank range. Going down with the ship one last time. But the team is pushing up, and there are those beautiful revive paddles. Sorry to do this to you, buddy. I've now got the AR-160, and I'm trying to figure out what button his defib paddles are. That's something that is player-based. And there you see the essential kick, the unique kick of the AR-160, but the ability of this weapon to mag dump at medium and long range is absolutely phenomenal. This gun is a great medium to long range killer. And we finally get to the C flag and start contesting it, and that's one of the biggest pieces of advice that I will give over and over again. Fight from, defend from, attack from the burn. If you see that flag status on your screen, if you see it underneath where the kill feed is, that is a good thing. The only thing left is you have to deter the bad guys from coming in. Fight your way in, turn your backs to the middle, and then keep them out. That's it. If you're staying 2 or 3 feet away from the burn area and no one else is contesting it, you're doing them a favor. They're retaining that area, and something like Conquest, they're just going to spawn on top of your head and probably just shoot you in the back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this absolute insane round of some Peaks domination. If you guys have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave those down below. And I'm about to get baited hard, as I think the mini-map is clear to the left. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you guys soon. Shit the bed!